What makes video games so awesome to me is the ability to have experiences that you probably won't have in your lifetime. I'm confident enough to say that I won't have an army of wood elves following me in battle, with myself being a giant tree named Durthu. And with the way things have gone, I won't be an ultra popular YouTuber who relies solely on an algorithm and soulless sponsorships to provide a roof over my head and food for a wife that'll probably cheat on me or expose me as a piece of garbage human being. With that said, we now have YouTuber's Life 2. I've owned the first but never got around to playing it, mainly since most wrote it off as a decent but shallow experience of what life of a YouTuber is really like. With the sequel coming out over 5 years later from the original, hopefully there has been some improvement with a good amount of depth. Before I begin, I did receive a free code from Razer Games. While I do appreciate the free code, it will not deter me from a fair and honest review. Sounds good? Let's begin. So you start a new game and win some sort of fictional contest to become a YouTuber. Once this is done, you can pick a place to live and be able to create your character from there. As a member of the younger generation, I have decided to replicate the style of my fellow peers in the most trendy of ways. After that, you're greeted with about 101 tutorials in order to get all the basics covered. This includes moving around, recording videos, editing videos, so on and so forth. In many videos, I usually complain about the lack of a tutorial and how some games expect you to figure it out from pure trial and error. However, this suffers from the opposite problem of holding your hand to a fault. It becomes such a genuine issue that the game never seems to want to give you much freedom, always telling you about what you should do without you deciding what to do even hours after playing. Before even starting the game, I wanted to have some sort of dancing channel so I can do TikTok dances and act like I have talent when I'm just a neon colored piece of garbage. Your channel, however, will focus mostly on gaming early on, as many of the quests will revolve around it. Plus, with your starting house, you can only have one workspace, which a tutorial will have you pick gaming to start. It adds so much to the unnecessary linearity of this game that it takes away from being the freedom of being an actual YouTuber. And sometimes, or most of the time, playing this game doesn't even feel like it's about being a YouTuber. It becomes more about completing quests and navigating around the city. I wouldn't mind this so much if you didn't have to keep looking at your damn phone just to pull up the map. Why it isn't displaying in the corner somewhere, one of these 4 corners, I have no idea. If there's a way to do it, I must have missed it. Apologies if I did. Quests can fall in either main or side quests. Most of these quests basically involve going somewhere, fetching a certain item, and making a certain kind of video giving a certain parameter. Some of the side quests are timed, and not completing them will result in some of the content that can help you progress in your channel becoming locked. Basically, these are cards that you'll use in the recording that we'll talk about later. I'm just not a fan of these faux side quests. So enough about the quests and all the miscellaneous crap. What about the process of actually making videos? It's actually incredibly simple to a fault. When recording, you have a choice of cards to pick in order to get the best reaction. You can unlock more cards by completing certain tasks, such as completing a quest or achieving a certain level of subscribers. What's strange is that the more experience you gain during a certain video, the harder it becomes to make good videos. I believe this may have done to do with how content creators get stale the bigger they get, but considering this happens in less than a year time, I don't think it quite works. Live streaming is a bit different in that regard. In order to reflect the live nature of these videos, the minigame this time is a rhythm game similar to DDR and the like. Press the buttons at the right time and you're golden. These are actually much easier to achieve full stars with compared to the recorded ones. Editing videos is also very simple. Your goal is to try to line up the clips like a puzzle, making sure that they fit well together. This part usually takes a few seconds to complete, so once again, this is pretty simple. When uploading a video, you can choose a clickbait title or just make your own. You should note that while clickbait titles can get you more views, they will affect the morale of your subscribers, so it's good to keep an eye on that. Once it's uploaded, you hope it does well and go from there. And that is really it from the YouTube side of things. Sure, you will need to follow trends in order to maximize views, as well as upgrading things in order to improve the quality of your videos, but that's really it. A missed opportunity could have been something to expand how subscribers work and their behavior. Maybe have subscribers focus on a certain kind of content compared to another, and something that has nothing to do with trends. I mean, when I've tried to do content outside of gaming on my own channel in real life, the results were very poor since that's not what my audience is comprised of. Something like that would have gone a long way to appeal to someone with a more analytical mind like mine. Early on, you won't be making much money with your videos as they were only bringing a handful of coins. Because of that, you'll need to participate in commissions. These are quests which mainly consist of picking up a package for someone and delivering it to them. For some reason though, you never are given a waypoint on the map, so you'll need to make sure that you're headed in the right direction. With my complaints I have already about the map and navigation, this is not very fun and just feels like downtime. However, I can somewhat excuse this, as not all YouTubers can live off that ad revenue alone, especially since later commissions quests pay out far more than the earlier ones. After playing the game for a bit, you'll quickly find out where most of the budget went to. That, my friends, are known as the YouTube cameos. I ran into PewDiePie as part of a side quest that I needed to complete. I guess it's cool to see some of these people if you are a fan, but many of the ones I am personally subbed to don't appear, unless LGR is hiding here somewhere. Either way, I believe having less of these YouTube celebrities would have allowed more of the budget to focus on the gameplay. So I know so far all of us have been having a barrel of laughs with this game and have just been praising it left and right, but I do have to talk about something. I cannot stand this artwork. This art style is just so basic and generic. You see this in a ton of casual games. Since there's a mobile version, I understand why it was done, but it still doesn't change how I feel about the style itself. The music is also pretty generic, as nothing is really standing out from the soundtrack. I'm also just shocked on how many glitches there are. One of them involved talking to my spirit animal named Rico. I answered his question, and for some reason the game just did not continue the conversation. Instead, I was forced to stare at his big puffy jacket for the rest of eternity. Also, the more I look at him, the more I'm reminded of Carl Weezer from Jimmy Neutron. Overall, I just can't recommend this game at all. And no, it's not because I have achieved far more YouTube success in this game than my actual channel and I'm jealous, but because this game is just not fun. The graphics are boring, the gameplay is repetitive, navigation is tedious, and the progression is far too linear. Why this game needed to shoehorn so many tedious quests and downplay the YouTube elements, I have no idea. I also have no idea why the game is priced at $30 when there are far better and more complete games for less. It seems that the original is better according to some, so maybe I'll give that one a try. Either way, I hope you enjoyed this video. Thank you all for watching. Thank you for all your support. And as always, this is Powerhouse, signing off.